Okay. Hello, everyone. It's great to have you all on board. It's another time with Tutor.io, the enthusiastic tutor, and in today's tutorial, it's another time with the course NOU POL301. It's been a very wonderful course. Okay, and in line with what we have been discussing so far, we're going to be talking about just like what the thumbnail says. We're going to be talking about what it means by measuring skills. Okay, we're going to be taking our bearing from what it means by measuring skills. Okay, so we're going to be considering some skills for confirming your measurements in statistics, in some statistical measurement means when writing your project. So to start with, we have the political data analysis. Okay, we have the political data analysis. Now, when we talk about the political data analysis, what are we referring to in essence? Okay, what are we referring to in essence when we talk about the political data analysis? Now, when researchers, okay, when researchers engage in what we refer to as quantitative research, okay, when researchers engage in quantitative research, their goal is to either falsify, modify, or provide support to an existing theory. Okay, that is more like a general overview to quantitative research. Now, they accomplish this goal deductively, okay, by they achieve this goal deductively by deriving hypotheses from theory and using data they collect to satisfy, all right, they use this data they collect to what? Statistically test the hypothesis. If I said something about statistically means of measuring, all right, your research work. So speaking of researchers doing quantitative research, they are either out there. All this we're talking about is political data analysis. All right. When they do this, they are all right. When researchers conduct their research, which is quantitative research, their goal is to falsify. All right. It's either any of this, whether you are falsifying, proving that this has been and it is wrong. All right. It is either falsifying or they are modifying. Okay, or they are providing support for an existing theory. Okay, so now they accomplish this goal of either falsifying, modifying. They accomplish this goal of either falsifying, modifying, or providing support to an existing theory through deductive, all right, means. When we say deductive means, what they do is they derive hypothesis, all right, from theory. Are we good? They derive hypothesis from theory. After deriving this hypothesis from theory, then use the data they have collected to statistically, all right, test the hypothesis. Now, let's now break things further. Just a moment. Researchers engage in what we refer to as quantitative research. Now, by so doing, their goal is to, all right, with the intention to, okay, with the intention to falsify, all right, modify, or provide support. Support to what? Support to an existing theory. Okay? Or to provide support to an existing theory. Now, how do they achieve either of all this? What they do is, all right, using deductive means, all right, they derive through deductive means they derive hypothesis. So let's just write HYP, hypothesis from theory. When they collect or when they extract or when they derive this hypothesis from an existing theory, okay, they use this, all right, hypothesis, all right, they use the data derived from this hypothesis they have collected, all right, to do a statistical testing. Now, through deductive means, they derive hypothesis from theory, okay, and using data to what? Data they collect, or let's just put collected data, to statistically, all right, statistically tests, run a test that same hypothesis on that same hypothesis. Then with this, they can arrive at either falsifying, modifying, or providing support to that same theory. Okay, so we have that as that. Now let's take a step further. Now let's talk about quantitative. No, we said that they are engaged in quantitative research. Now let's break things down. Speaking of quantitative research, let's talk about quantitative data analysis. Okay, quantitative data analysis. When we talk about quantitative data analysis, what are we referring to in essence? Quantitative research method originates in nature, all right, now let's put it this way. Quantitative research method is originated from natural science and has its philosophical roots in positivism. Now, one thing we need to pay attention to here is that quantitative research okay, relies on quantitative information. Are we together? Quantitative. Quantitative has to do with statistics. And when we say statistics, statistics has to do with numbers, unlike qualitative, which has nothing to do with numerals. All right. So that quantitative data analysis. This data analysis solely depends, okay, solely depends. I think I should put this clearly so we can see it well. All right. Solely depends on what we refer to as quantitative information. Quantitative information. All right. Quantitative data analysis. This data analysis solely depends on quantitative information. It works with available statistics, all right, such as numbers and figures. Numbers and figures. Okay, so please let's note that quantitative depend solely on quantitative informations. These informations are made up of numbers and figures. Are we together? Now, let's continue, please. Okay, we already know what data is, all right, because we're talking about quantitative data analysis. And when we talk about data, we are simply referring to quantitative information, all right? And similarly, okay, that was a thing from the network. I think we are back now. I think I should shift this back a little bit so we can cover the whole board. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's better now. Okay. So I was breaking down what it means by QDA. Okay. I was breaking down the meaning of QDA, where I talked about quantitative, all right? Quantitative is based on numerics, information based on numbers. And we have analysis as breaking down of quantity, all right? And we have data comprising of quantitative information like numbers. So that's what makes us QDA. Okay, so let's take a step further. So when we talk about QDA, QDA is made up of elements. Okay, QDA is made up of certain elements. Now let's take down that as a comment in today's class. Now, QDA is made up of certain elements. All right. Analysis of research data is made up of certain elements. We have the likes of data preparation, data tabulation, data presentation, and analysis. All right. Analysis of research, analysis of research made up of certain elements. Okay. We have the likes of, are we together? We have data preparation. Okay. Data, just have to confirm the audio. Okay. Data preparation. All right. We have the likes of data preparation. Okay. We also have data tabulation. Data tabulation. Okay. We also have data presentation. Data presentation. All right. That should be presentation. And also the last one, which is data analysis. This is where we talk about certain things. All right. You need to prepare your data. Definitely, your research is on data. So you need to put them together, structure them. You need to tabulate them. This is why you see most research work has tables. All right. Most research work has tables. So you need to tabulate after you have prepared. Then after you've tabulated, then we'll talk about presentation. Thereafter, talk about analysis. Okay. Now, elementary data analysis includes basically the measure of central tendency, all right, and measure of dispersion. Speaking of data analysis, all right, the basic of data analysis is split into two. Okay, when we talk about data analysis, data analysis, all right, is split into two. The first one we have known as the measure of central tendency, measure of central tendency. Okay. Second one, the measure of dispersion. Measure of dispersion. This is what data analysis, when it comes to research work, revolves around. All right. Anything you are doing revolves around these 2 points. Either you are measuring the central tendency, or you are measuring the dispersion. Now, these are basically deceptive. All right. They are basically deceptive analysis. When we say deceptive analysis, broken down, it is made up of the mean, the percentile, the standard deviation. We did all of this in our 200 level second semester. All right, talked about mean, median, mode, standard deviation, coefficients. All right, of central tendency. All of this talked about in our 200 level second semester. Like I said, things are getting interesting. All right, what you've learned in your retrospective semester, this is where you begin to actualize them, where you begin to work on them. So we have that as start. So now let's take a step further. So now that we understand that the data analysis, both measure of central tendency and measure of deception, dispersion. All right. Now that we understand that they are basically deceptive analysis. So this data analysis is imbibed in deceptive. All right. I keep saying deceptive. Yes, deceptive, which is also referred to as. All right. This deceptive analysis is a combination of the mean, percentile, standard deviation, etc. So enough said about that. Let's move straight ahead to what we refer to as descriptive study. All right. Descriptive. I think I can still squeeze that in here. Now, when we talk about descriptive studies, we are simply referring to that branch, all right, of study that includes any treatment design to summarize and describe important study, all right, important feature of a set of data that is summarized, designed to summarize or describe important features of a set of data. Okay, so it is a branch of study, and this branch of study is designed, all right. It includes any treatment, all right. Let's just give it as which is designed, okay, to summarize. This branch of study, the descriptive study, is designed to summarize, all right, or describe important, to summarize, all right, summarize or describe important or describe important, important what? Features of a set of data. Important features of a set of data. All right. So we have that as that. Okay. Oh, the thing from the network. I think it's stable now. All right. So as I was explaining, descriptive study has to do with, all right, basically concerned with finding out who, what, where, when, and or how much. Then you are talking about descriptive study. Okay. So some of the objectives are estimate, all right, the estimation of the proportion of population, discover associations among different variables. These are some of the features. It helps to discover associations among different variables. Also describe the phenomenon or characteristics associated with the subject of the population. Descriptive study talks about. All right. And there are some numerical manipulations and graphical approaches to descriptive statistics. All right. To descriptive study. All right. Descriptive study also it accommodates the use of graphs. All right. it accommodates the use of statistics. So some of the graphical approaches of descriptive study of statistics are the likes of frequency distribution, all right, measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion, percentage, graphs, and graphing. Those are the numerical manipulations under what we refer to as the approach of descriptive statistics or descriptive study. Okay, so let's take a few more points. Like I said, it's really an interesting course. Even some part of this course has some calculations that will definitely be taking. All right, you will do it. We will complete the theory first, then we'll come back to the calculation part of the course. All right. So now, still under descriptive study. All right. So we want to look at very quickly just few of them. The graphic approach to this study, whereby we talk about the frequency distribution. All right. Graphical approach, all right, of descriptive statistics or descriptive study. Then we have frequency distribution. We did this already in our 200 level first semester, second semester, and first semester distribution. I think for this department, it's more of the second semester. For my main science, it was first and second semester of 200 level. A frequency distribution consists of a count, all right, of number of scores falling into response category, all right. Frequency distributions are usually represented graphically as a histogram. When we talk about frequency distribution, we're just talking about the distribution of certain figures, the distribution of certain numbers according to certain categories. All right, frequency distribution of certain numbers according to their categories. Okay, then under frequency distribution, we have the normal distribution, the skewed distribution. All right, normal distribution and skewed distribution. For the normal distribution, it is a mathematical entity rarely seen in real life, but it has useful property for statistical evolution of data. All right. So the normal frequency, all right, the data are not related to reality. All right. It is more of assumed data. All right. When we talk about the skewed distribution now, they are observed when graph is drawn. All right. Skew is more of like height, all right, and height and dive. If most of the scores are located to the low end of the distribution and the long tail extensive along the x-axis, then the positive is skewed. When we say skewed, we're talking about more of, I think I should be able to show us that on the board. When we say skewed, it's more of the high and low thing, more like the mountains and the valley stuff. Now, when we say skewed, we are talking about sudden change in direction. All right, sudden change in direction. Okay, skew. All right, so I want to talk about distribution, and maybe we have 30, and all of a sudden we have 70, we have 40, and again we have 80, and that's how I keep going. So that's for frequency distribution. All right, the normal distribution and the skewed distribution. Also, we have percentage. All right. Percentages are often used in descriptive statistics to show the magnitude of different response category. All right. Percentage. It is to show what? To show different response category. Response category. Okay. To show different response category. There we have that as the percentage. Now, we've been able to talk about the frequency distribution. So very quickly, I think we should call it wrap here for today. The next class is fast approaching. So from our next class, we'll talk about the measure of central tendency. All right, I was hoping that this week we'll finish this course, but it is more than what I had anticipated. Okay, so let's go with this assignment. Do you understand by the following, all right, terms? We have one, all right, descriptive, all right, we have descriptive, studies, two, we have quantitative, all right, research, and lastly, qualitative. Research. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. I believe we've been able to gain something in today's class. Let's ensure to keep our notes up to date. For those of us who haven't joined the private class yet, let's ensure to enroll today. Reach out to us on our official website, www.tutorial.net. From there, we will guide you in becoming a member of the private class. Have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.